Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Millions of kilometers away, Ciweka was unhurt due to the distance. The foundation of my 9 absolute god country. Through his scanner, he easily saw the pyramid that was hit. It was hit face on at close distance, hence it was ripped open. The pyramid that was able to withstand a pinnacle emperor's attack, under the combined attack of a million bug kings. Even though it managed to dodge at the last moment, that little distance had little effect. The combined attack, with an explosion of an area of over 1,000 kilometers, was extremely powerful. The pyramid was torn open. Master, the foundation ship is heavily damaged, however the core cabin is still fine. The AI of that ripped open pyramid ship reported. Even though the ship was badly damaged, its AI was still undamaged. The important apparatus within the ship used to make the god country was fine too. This was something Ciweka's master had built, hence it was heavily protected. It was completely undamaged. That's good, Ciweka let out a sigh of relief. Master, the ship is no longer able to fly, its movement system is completely gone. The AI reported. I will let a god go pick you up. He revealed a relaxed expression, after which it grew sullen as he roared, Silver Wing Emperor. The scanner showed. The Silver Wing Emperor flapped its wings, using its terrifying speed to instantly rush at the broken pyramid. The beast reached the ship, as its eyes filled with excitement. This was an important piece to form the 9 absolute god country. Even though the other 8 pyramids were still in perfect condition, it would be very hard to get them, this one however. Collect. The beast tried collecting it into its world ring. With a scan with his world energy, he discovered that the AI within the ship was still okay. It was controlling the defense mechanism of the ship to fight back. Alina, use 10,000 Shadow Spear Kings to destroy the ship's controlling system. Yes. 10,000 skinny shadow-like bug soldiers moved demonically, rushing into the broken ship. Even though they seemed skinny and weak, they were still kings. It was simple to control, just 10,000 of them, the mother nest didn't even need to show itself. Hence, it only sent out 10,000 weak bits of consciousness into every bug. Rumble. The pyramid rumbled within. With much of its abilities already disabled from before, it couldn't resist. Silver Wing Emperor. Silver Wing Emperor. A raging howl rang in the beast's ears, it glanced into the distance. The 81 gods were rushing over angrily, and all of them were incredibly mad. It was obvious that they wanted to take this pyramid away from it. Master, it's been done. Good job. The golden horned beast swiftly collected the broken ship along with the 10,000 Shadow Spear Bug Kings into its world ring. Bastard. The automaton warrior Ciweka smashed the control board before him as he saw everything clearly through his scanner. The ship's control system has been damaged 73%. A voice resounded within the room. Shut up. Ciweka cursed. After which he stared at the screen on his arm and grit his teeth. My foundation ship, my foundation ship. Despicable Silver Wing Emperor, despicable Silver Wing Emperor. The 9 foundation ships were his most important treasures. Firstly, the 9 million F9 puppets were within the ships, and every one of the ship had 1 G-grade metal puppet that used a world ring to carry the 1 million puppet army. With that hit earlier, the ship was ripped open. At that time, this G-grade metal puppet instantly had its core destroyed. The puppet army ring was secondary. The most important thing was every ship's core cabin had an apparatus used for the 9 absolute god country. Only when the 9 of them were combined, would it be able to completely form the god country. The moment one of them was gone, it would be impossible to form it. And this apparatus was incredibly expensive. It was his most important asset. The golden horned beast felt free as it kept the pyramid. After being disadvantaged for so long, it was its chance to fight back. Silver Wing Emperor. Silver Wing Emperor. The 81 gods separated and floated about looking at the beast. Howl. The beast let out a howl. Without that purple space, you cannot even replenish your energy, and you cannot unleash your combined attacks. You don't even have the purple threads to bind me. Without any methods left, you are of no threat to me. It flapped its wings. The beast immediately knocked away 3 gods. With the Showu wings, the 3 gods were knocked far away. G-grade metal was indeed very strong. I cannot deal with you now. The tallest god said. However, Silver Wing Emperor, how about we make a deal? Deal? The beast asked. As long as you return the broken ship to me, I'm willing to give you 1 billion mixed elements worth of treasure. The tallest god spoke. The broken ship's worth far exceeds 1 billion mixed elements. The beast replied. No. The tallest god, with a huge blade on its back, shook its head. It's very important to me, but to a human, you'd only get 1 part of the 9 that is used to make the 9 absolute god country. It's useless like that. Even if you sold it, you wouldn't be able to sell it at 1 billion. Only I would be willing to sell it at such a high price. The 9 million automaton army is only worth 1 billion mixed elements. The beast said, the 81 gods are probably only worth about 10 billion mixed elements. And the most valuable thing about the 9 absolute god country, you really think I'm that stupid? With a flap of its wings, it flew far away. We can discuss this. The tallest god urgently called out. I won't sell a treasure to the enemy. What's more, I have my pathways to deal with treasures. Like my human alliance friends, there are many powerful warriors there. A valuable automaton apparatus will definitely attract many warriors. The beast flapped its wings and left far away. In the vast skies, a silver beam of light flashed past. The golden horned beast was flying close to light speed. It's a pity that the 9 pyramids were all so far apart. Since I got the broken one, the others won't be able to catch me even at their max speed. Luo Feng felt the pinch for the automaton warrior that just lost a huge treasure. The 9 pyramids were worth a shocking amount. He had gotten 3 billion points when he passed the primal region domain Lord Sky Mountain. He estimated that this pyramid ship would be worth quite a bit too. Such a reward sure is a blessing. Luo Feng exclaimed. Actually, if it weren't for the Sector Lord Bug Kings that tore apart this ship, even if the golden horned beast could catch up to the ship, it wouldn't have been able to break through. While flying, Luo Feng reflected on the battle from before. From start to end, he never made any mistakes, however it was extremely tough. Firstly, his scanner wasn't as advanced as his opponent. Hence, it allowed his opponent to have the advantage. Against the surrounding 9 million automatons, he had no other way but to let the golden horned beast to appear. And while the beast was intrepid, it was easy to get the hundreds of thousands of puppets to force the opponent to use his trump card, the 9 absolute god country. The moment the god country was unleashed, especially with the countless purple threads binding him, it made the beast lose its greatest advantage of speed, allowing it to be attacked by the 81 gods over and over. Luckily the Showu wings had incredible defense. It finally had the chance, when the 81 gods were replenishing their energy, to instantly unleash the million Sector Lord army. Seems wise. Luckily I held out until the final moment before finally using the bug army. If I used it from the start, whether it's the 9 million F9 puppets, or the 81 gods, I'd lose out. The combined attack of the bug army is incredibly powerful, but their defense is too weak. Overall, the reason I was disadvantaged is mainly because of my scanner. Without it, I'm not able to detect his movements, and got dragged along by his games. If my scanner was more advanced than his, I wouldn't have been ambushed. I would have detected him long ago, not even letting him detect me. Luo Feng exclaimed. The tragedy was, even up till now, I still don't know where the real body is. Luo Feng and Ci Wei both had their trump cards. Ci Wei was weak himself, he relied on his apparatus and techniques etc. Luo Feng was stronger. He lost out on having a lousier scanner, allowing his enemy to control the flow of the battle. If he had a better scanner, he would have been able to get close secretly, and let his million Sector Lord Bug army destroy the main enemy ship, killing that automaton warrior. Luo Feng would have earned a lot from it, and it would have been in a relaxed manner. Scanner. Scanner. Luo Feng reflected on the importance of a good scanner. This battle had forced him to the edge simply because of that one fact. The golden horned beast glanced backwards slightly. It had an instinct that the automaton warrior was still following him. He probably hasn't given up. He's most probably following me at a distance. Seems right, he lost so much, especially the important piece of his God country device. How could he just let me go? He's definitely following me and thinking of a way to get it back. What do I do? Luo Feng pondered, hating the fact that he didn't have a better scanner. Do I just let him follow me? He obviously has quite some background. He'll definitely find a way to get the broken ship back. If I keep letting him follow, it's like having a ticking time bomb next to me. Even though I would not have cared that much initially, I have to spend some money. Luo Feng made the decision. His guess was right. 300 million kilometers away, a ship was following. Within the control room, Ciweka sat in his chair, and his expression was ashen. Looking at the silver beast on his screen, he gritted his teeth. Silver Wing Emperor, I cannot miss a single one of my 9 ships. I need all 9 to use the 9 absolute God country. You think you can get away with it? You must be dreaming. I initially didn't want to spend a huge amount to kill you. Killing an emperor costs too much. However, you took away a ship from the 9 pyramids my master had built. You are forcing me. Ciweka's eyes were filled with madness. Die. Just wait for your death. He had sent a thread of his consciousness into the virtual universe. This was the virtual world the automaton race had set up in the outer region wars. Virtual world. He stood before the screen. After a while, a silhouette appeared. This was a 2 m tall and 1 m wide fat life form. Although it was covered in scales, however countless scales on its body had eyes on them. A blur of eyes, it was terrifying. On its head it had a huge gold eye, the formless powerful energy emanated from the screen. If Luo Feng saw him, he would have been able to tell instantly that this was a powerful race of the universe. The 1000 Eye race, they were extremely few in numbers, but were extremely powerful. They were considered one of the more powerful races in the universe. However, their warriors have to join one of the 4 camps to gain the right to enter the outer region wars. Battle was the best way to train a warrior. A true warrior wouldn't be afraid of battle, constantly giving himself pressure to get stronger. Momobu. Ciweka was very respectful. Ah, my dear Ciweka. The 1000 Eye race smiled. The blur of eyes on its body seemed friendly, but it was disgusting. You should know that I'm currently on Star Tower. It's an extremely dangerous place, hence I cannot be distracted. Still, you've chosen to contact me despite this. Speak, what's the matter? It's like this. Ciweka swiftly explained, slightly altering some details, but the core matter was still the same. What I want to do is to kill the Silver Wing Emperor and take back my weapon. Ah? Silver Wing Emperor of the human camp. Momobu said curiously. He actually took an important piece of your weapons. However, Ciweka, that is still an emperor. You should know just how tough it is to kill an emperor. We may heavily injure him, but to kill. I've planned it out already. Ciweka said, this Silver Wing Emperor's defense is extremely powerful, and it's extremely fast too. Its attack, however, isn't as terrifying as its defense. It's obvious its comprehension level isn't too high, and it relies on some treasures for defense. And its battle techniques rely on close combat. Hence its soul side should be weaker. Momobu, you are an absolute warrior proficient in soul attacks. As long as you attack, we should have a 90% guarantee. Ciweka said. The 1000 Eye warrior on the screen didn't agree. Ciweka said, I won't waste your time, you are after all on Star Tower now. I'm willing to use 3 billion indigo gems to get you to help me, and when we kill the Silver Wing Emperor, you will naturally get the contribution points. Also the items it leaves behind after, you will get a lot of it. Ah? Momobu's many eyes all over gleamed. 3 billion indigo gems. That was generous enough. It usually took emperors trillions of years to accumulate that much. One invitation with that amount, this was extremely rare. This Ciweka sure is wealthy, his master pampers him too much. Only at a pinnacle official level, and his wealth is more than many emperors. Momobu couldn't help but exclaim. Just like how Yang Zhu Emperor was renowned for being Showa Knight's only son, this Ciweka was the same within the automaton race. One had to know that the automatons were living eyes, they didn't have the idea of parent and child. Hence, Ciweka was considered his master's most important relative. I'm in Star Tower, how will I head over? Momobu asked, using a ship. That would take half a year. No. Ciweka shook his head. Using a ship would take too long. Momobu, teleport via your god country. I will give you safe coordinates. Just come straight to Yang main continent. God country teleportation, this will reveal my god country's coordinates. With your ability Momobu, who will you fear on Yang main continent? What's more, only I will know your god country's coordinates, and as allies, I cannot betray you. Momobu, you'll have extra time, after completing the mission, to change the coordinates of your god country. Ciweka spoke. Momobu finally agreed. The rewards from this deal, if successful, was simply too eye-catching. After a while, within Ciweka's living quarters in the virtual world. Let me introduce you, this is from our automaton camp, Black Jade Emperor from the Pang Wan race. Ciweka pointed beside him. It was a skinny short man with a silver mask, his hands were like a wild beast's claws, almost like two blades. Black Jade Emperor is a pinnacle emperor with teleportation. Black Jade, this is Death Soul Emperor from the 1000 Eye race. He's extremely renowned within the 7th battlefield. Ciweka pointed at Momobu of the 1000 Eye race. Black Jade Emperor and Death Soul Emperor. Both were pinnacle emperors. But in terms of reputation, Death Soul was more renowned, mainly because there were many Emperor Undyings that fell before him. Death Soul Emperor. The short Black Jade looked at Momobu, aren't you in Star Tower? Momobu smiled, all his eyes looked friendly, I'll rush over. Rush over from Star Tower. Black Jade smiled. Ciweka must have paid a pretty hefty price to get you over. However, after this battle, let's head over to Star Tower together. My rewards from Yang main continent are getting smaller and smaller. It'll be better to head over to Star Tower, there may be some goods there. You are coming too. Momobu nodded, that's good. The locations in the outer region wars were separated according to their danger levels. Yang main continent was considered the most dangerous place for the human 26th camp. However, compared to the entire 7th battlefield, even though Yang main continent was still considered very dangerous, there was another above it. That most dangerous spot was Star Tower. Star Tower was one level above it. Large amounts of emperors gathered there, and officials were considered weak there. Then let's work out how we will deal with the Silver Wing Emperor. Black Jade said. Also, we should discuss our settlement of his goods and so on. This will solve any problem we may encounter later. Momobu said. Right. Ciweka smiled and nodded. Ciweka discussed with the two emperors that he invited on how to deal with the Silver Wing Emperor, and also about the distribution of his goods. According to the main plan and our two contingency plans, the Silver Emperor will definitely be sealed even if he doesn't die. Ciweka was obviously very excited. His expression suddenly changed, revealing shock and rage. Ciweka. Both emperors looked at him, feeling something amiss. I regret to say this. Ciweka stood up. His eyes trying hard to suppress his rage as he shook his head, we cannot deal with him now. What's going on? Both emperors were getting angry. Was he deceiving them? The plan was set, the distribution of goods was done, and everybody was ready to make their move. Yet now they couldn't start. Please look at this. Ciweka held back his rage and pointed in mid-air. A screen appeared. On it displayed all the areas Ciweka was scanning. On that screen, a huge silver-winged beast was flying through. Suddenly a beautiful half-transparent silhouette appeared and spread its undying energy about the beast. They vanished in mid-air. Teleportation. Both emperors frowned. Right, teleportation. Ciweka gritted his teeth. This despicable Silver Wing Emperor is too crafty. I followed him secretly, and he actually got help from his allies. This teleportation is far out of my scanner's detection radius. I don't know where he's gone. Black Jade and Death Soul Emperor exchanged glances, helpless. However, you two. Ciweka spoke, this matter is not over. I will send out a bounty to get help from all our allies. With countless allies looking out, as long as we find him, I will immediately know. Then I will inform you too. Both emperors nodded. This is the only thing we can do for now. Death Soul nodded, then I'll take my leave. He left the virtual world. Contact me when you find him. Black Jade left too. Both emperors were obviously unhappy. If Ciweka's background wasn't that huge, then the two of them wouldn't have been so polite. Bastard. Ciweka slapped the table angrily, gritting his teeth. He actually escaped. As long as you are on the main continent, I definitely won't give you a chance. With countless allies looking for you, the moment we discover your whereabouts, you will be done for. Ciweka immediately informed a large amount of his allies, sending out a bounty for his whereabouts. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Within the edges of the main continent, two silhouettes appeared in mid-air above an icy cold lake. The large one was as big as a mountain, covered in silver scales. It was a huge silver-winged beast. The small silhouette, however, was a 10-meter tall lady with misty wings. She was enchanting with a half-transparent body, covered in a robe armor. She had crystal-like hair and eyes as deep as the ocean. Star Fantasy Emperor. The golden horned beast gazed at the little dot. Thank you for your help. By helping you this once, I easily get 10 million mixed elements. If you need similar help in the future, do call me. This is much easier than killing a pinnacle official. The transparent wings flapped, and her eyes were like water. If there's nothing else, Silver Wing Emperor, I'll be leaving. The beast nodded. She vanished. What a good way to earn money. The beast instantly vanished too. A black armored Luofeng appeared within the lake. He couldn't help but mutter. 10 million mixed elements at once. My teacher, Hu Yangbo, only had that much. Spending money to get rid of the threat. After teleporting 1 light year away. That Ciweka definitely cannot find me. Luofeng thought. When he deduced that the automaton warrior would never give up, following him from the distance, he immediately made the decision to spend money to get help. Even though he could get his third senior bloodthirst emperor to help, he wasn't in the outer region battlefield, and a long-distance god country teleportation would be monitored by Ciweka. It would easily reveal his god country location to others. Hence, Luofeng would rather spend the money and get someone who could use teleportation from the human camp. Getting his ally to teleport him away. Very simple. Simply teleporting without having to battle, hence the cost didn't have to be too high. 10 million mixed elements was a normal amount. If it was too low, the warriors able to teleport wouldn't bother with it. This price was normal. If he needed the allies to come fight it out, the price would be much higher. Luofeng flipped his hand. A small sesame seed-sized pair of silver wings appeared and merged with his body. He grew a pair of wings. Their color changed slightly. This was a true treasure. Changing its color was very simple. After melding with the Showu wings, Luofeng gave off a powerful energy. His Sector Lord energy was completely covered by that pair of the wings. He immediately became a black-winged god. Let's go. Luofeng causally picked a C9 grade ship from his countless ships and sat in it, swiftly leaving. The ship flew over the main continent. Luo Feng, Luo Feng. Barbata's voice rang in his mind. There's an important notice you should see. This is the summary of what the scanner picked up. It's a group of other race undyings chatting 920 million kilometers away. Luo Feng sat within his control room and looked at the screen on his arm. It immediately played a broadcast of 3 undyings chatting. 50 million indigo gems. Hee, what a huge amount. 50 million indigo gems, just to reveal the coordinates of the Silver Wing Emperor. The moment it's confirmed, we'll get 50 million indigo gems. This bounty, just where is it from? The reward for the information sure is high. Isn't this person too wealthy? Who knows, however the one sending this bounty out definitely wouldn't dare deceive us. This is a public broadcast after all, and countless allies will know of it. If he dared to deceive us, not paying after, it would offend the entire alliance. Poor Silver Wing Emperor. This Silver Wing Emperor will find it hard to travel about Yangji main continent. Looking at the details of the scanner, Luo Feng frowned. Luo Feng, that enemy won't give up. Barbata communicated. That's expected. I did steal an important ship of his. It is an important part of the 9 absolute god county. Luo Feng mocked. However, since it's a public broadcast of the bounty for the Automaton Alliance on Yangji main continent, humph, looks like this punk has prepared backup and has confidence in dealing with me. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone public with this. Looks like I cannot reveal the golden horned beast for a while. Caution is important. Barbata emphasized. Luo Feng nodded. He was very clear that the enemy was prepared to take him on, he was just waiting for the chance. Damn. My scanner is too lousy compared to his, otherwise I wouldn't have been in this position. The moment my scanner is more advanced than his, I can take the advantage. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. I cannot delay anymore. I'll head over to the 26th camp now, and find a way to get a high price for my items. With enough wealth, I can buy a better scanner. The ship swiftly flew away from the main continent. This trip back to the 26th camp would take 1.5 years to reach. Along the way, at a travel spot on Yangji main continent closest to Luo Feng, the space rippled and a black blade ship appeared. Travel complete. Your Majesty, we will take another 6 days to reach the outer regions of the main continent. There are large amounts of fragments there, even the fragments of Yangji continent are huge. It would take a long time to fly. It will take about 1 or 2 months of flying to get to the main continent. The black rock statue-like youth gave off a dark energy. He gazed at the vast space through the ship. Yangji continent is my first step. The black armored youth said softly. Just as this youth's ship went through universe travel, Luo Feng's expression changed in his ship. There. Luo Feng turned fiercely, staring hard at the travel point. His gaze seemingly passing through the barriers of space itself, gazing at the distant point. There. Treasure. Luo Feng felt every cell in his body shiver with excitement, almost like countless starving beggars seeing food. This uproar from every cell in his body, they all locked in on that direction. Luo Feng seemed to feel something ahead in that travel point. A treasure that made every cell in his body jump. It was there. This feeling is similar to the soldier and general armor. Luo Feng's heartbeat rose. But even both armors never made me shiver like this before. This feeling is extremely strong despite the distance. It definitely far exceeds the importance of the 2 armors. Luo Feng cleared his throat. Just what is it? In the air above Yangji main continent, a C9 silver-colored blue disc-shaped ship was flying. The distance is shrinking. We are getting closer. Luo Feng's expression was serious. Every cell in his body was jumping, locked on a certain spot far away. He could clearly feel that as time passed, the dot moved closer to the main continent. It's moving. Just what is it? It can actually call out to me so strongly from so far away. Luo Feng frowned and pondered. There's a high chance it's linked to the Nameless Manual. Only the related treasures, like the soldier and general armor, can call out to me like that. The calling he felt, He had always thought it was very mysterious. As normally even treasures wouldn't call out to people. Like the Shogu wings or beast god armament etc., there were countless powerful warriors and treasures in Primal Chaos City, however he had never felt such a feeling before. And Luo Feng had checked through the virtual universe network before, he had never seen any information about a treasure calling out to people at all, hence he deduced. This treasure must have a high requirement for its user, like one had to be trained in the nameless manual to use it, hence the powerful calling. I've checked. Within the virtual universe treasure trove, there's no such mysterious god armor that allows one to have the strength of 1,000 sector lords, or even 10,000 sector lords. Such a special armor, at least with my authority, I haven't been able to find one. The soldier and general armor have been in the Wulong starfield for countless years, yet no one has ever discovered their power. Luo Feng nodded. In summary, there were very few treasures linked to the nameless manual, at least humanity's understanding of it was very little. It's moving. Just what is it? A treasure? Or a life form? Luo Feng was filled with curiosity. Days passed. Luo Feng sat in his ship and continued towards the space outside the main continent. The area was simply too huge, even flying at sub-light speed for 3 months. The ship had yet to fly out of the main continent area. We are close. It's getting closer to us, we will probably meet in half a month. Luo Feng suppressed his excitement. It's been flying these 3 months, maintaining sub-light speed. Then, it's very likely that it's within a ship. The distance got smaller. When it was within 10 billion kilometer away, Luo Feng purposely stopped his ship. Stop. Luo Feng's eyes flashed, gazing into the distant space, almost like he spotted the ship. 10 billion kilometer away. 9 billion, 8 billion, the distance shrank, in a blink of an eye, 5 hours passed. No. Luo Feng shook his head and frowned, it didn't head towards us, and is continuing to fly towards the main continent. I can only feel it, and that ship probably cannot sense us, otherwise it would have headed towards us long ago. The owner of the ship isn't like me, he cannot feel the soldier and general armor. Very good. Luo Feng smiled. The ability to feel the treasure, the enemy didn't have it, this was good news. Get close. Luo Feng ordered, head towards it. Yes. Barbata replied. Luo Feng pointed in the direction, and the ship headed towards the mysterious treasure. The distance shrank, 3 billion kilometer, 2 billion kilometer. The blade-like ship was flying above the air of the main continent. A black armored youth stood within the ship's control room, gazing at the scenery outside, laughing. It is indeed a battlefield, this main continent has so many strong warriors. After 2 months of flying above the continent, I've already clashed 10 times with other strong warriors. They really have some peculiar techniques, it's thrilling. There's no way I would have met so many other race warriors staying within our own territory. Only by coming to the outer region wars where there are plenty of strong warriors, would I feel how vast the universe is. There were hardly any repetitions of the races I fought, almost every team was a new race altogether. This is after all the outer region wars, the battlefield for the 4 pinnacle races. An underling spoke respectfully. When will my race become a pinnacle race? The black armored youth sighed. Even though my race is strong, and there is only a level difference between a strong race and a pinnacle race, however the strength difference is unimaginable. Whether it's the number of basic undyings, or the number of absolute warriors, they cannot be compared at all. Only by forming alliances with other powerful races will our race be able to become a pinnacle race. Your Majesty. An underling spoke, the universe has 6 pinnacle races after all. It's extremely hard to become one. What's more, with our huge alliances, we naturally don't have to fear the pinnacle races too, we can at least stand equal with them. The youth nodded. Within the universe, there were 6 pinnacle races, they were the strongest amongst the trillions of others. However, they weren't invincible. While other races may not match up to the pinnacle races alone, with their alliances, their strength would far exceed the 6 pinnacle races by tens of thousands of times. The numbers of the other races were after all huge, hence there were many alliances within the universe. While they may be weak alone, forming alliances allowed them to stand on par with the pinnacle races. There were different levels of alliances too. The power struggle within the universe was brutal. The proud lonely space beasts were also forced to form their space beast alliance, allowing them to stay in power. They were at most willing to do this. As for the demon race wanting them to be absorbed into their race, the space beasts disliked the demons in the first place. Why would they even bother? The two ships got closer. 1 billion kilometer, this was within Luo Feng's scanning area. He should be about 990 million kilometers away. Luo Feng clearly felt the coordinates of the treasure. Barbata, have you discovered anything? 990 million kilometers. However, Luo Feng, the scanner hasn't picked up any ship within that distance. I've only discovered two ships. One is 510 million kilometers away, and the other is 780 million kilometers away. Barbata said, but we haven't discovered your target. Luo Feng frowned. Get closer, follow the direction. Luo Feng ordered. The distance got smaller. 800 million kilometer, 6. Nothing. Nothing. The distance is within 420 million kilometers, no ship has still been detected. Barbata said, and we haven't detected any other ship flying at sublight speed. Luo Feng's expression changed. He clearly felt the treasure moving at sublight speed, yet the scanners picked up nothing. The biggest possibility was, the enemy has a scanner more advanced than his. When we encountered the automaton warrior before, his scanner was more advanced than mine. Could it be that this life form is the same? Luo Feng cursed. Stop. Luo Feng ordered. The ship stopped. In the distance, the blade ship continued forward. Even though they weren't exactly flying towards each other, the distance continued to shrink. 380 million kilometer, 360 million kilometer, 300 million kilometer. Luo Feng could feel the dot moving all the time, clearly feeling it change directions. It actually began to head towards them. It was clear that they had locked onto his ship. We've been discovered. Luo Feng opened his eyes suddenly. The enemy has discovered us. Luo Feng looked down at this arm screen. There was still nothing on his scanners, even anything flying at sublight speed. My scanner hasn't picked up anything. The enemy is already 300 million kilometers away, and has locked onto our position. It's changed its direction, and is flying towards us. It's obvious he has a more advanced scanner. Within the blade ship, there's a black-winged human in the distance. There's only him in the ship. He should be some winged human from humanity. The underling said respectfully, Your Majesty's scanner was a gift from the night. It's definitely top-notch within Yangji main continent. This human has no clue. The black-armored youth nodded. The two of them got closer. 200 million kilometer, 100 million kilometer. The blade ship headed towards Luo Feng's ship. The direction was spot on without any error. What do we do? Luo Feng felt every cell in his body jump, his blood boiling. Excitement. Uproar. It was almost like he was about to obtain an impressive treasure. He had to fight hard to suppress it. Do I go all out and fight for it? Or immediately flee? If I go for it, the Bug Clan army has to be within 100,000 kilometers. If the distance is too far, it would be too easy to dodge. If I let the golden horned beast out, that would reveal its location. Who knows which camp this enemy is from? I can definitely confirm it's not from the human camp. If it's the automaton camp, the moment they see the beast, they would immediately inform the enemy and he would probably teleport over. Luo Feng was calculating all decisions. What do I do? To have such an advanced scanner, he's definitely not a normal official, or he has some huge background. Or he must be extremely powerful. My Earth body can only deal with a low-level official. To have such a scanner, he definitely has more strength than that. Luo Feng was worried. He wanted to fight it out for the treasure. But his strength wasn't sufficient. The only hope was the golden horned beast. However, there was the risk of revealing its location, and if revealed, the automaton warrior from before would definitely appear with more power than before. 90 million kilometer, 80 million. Luo Feng clearly felt the distance shrink.